Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Riley, and I have a really cool video for you guys this week. But first, let me just talk about the videos that I uploaded the last couple weeks. About 2 weeks ago, I uploaded a video of me shooting, I think it was like the first person with my new action camera. I got a new mount, and I mounted it to actually like my hat that I was wearing. And so you got some really cool point of view or first person camera shots of some target practice. The following week I uploaded some other shooting range target practice at the range, and that video is pretty awesome too. They're both short videos, around 5 minutes long, and I invite you to check both of those videos out. I will have the link in the description for both of those videos, and they are both pretty awesome videos. So whenever you get the time, go ahead and check those videos out. This week, probably by the title you can see, I'm going to call it Perfect Pair or something like that. I'm going to talk to you about pistol rifle compatibility. And since the last couple weeks the videos have been out at the range, I thought I might do another tabletop video just so we can take a little break from the range and just talk about guns here on the table. And this applies to the whole survival bug out bag scenario as well. So let's go ahead and just talk about this real quick, okay? So the two guns that I will be featuring in this video are the Glock 22 and the Kel-Tec Sub 2000. Let me just unfold it real quick so you can kind of see it in its normal form. I'll just have that right there. And you guys probably already know how a Kel-Tec Sub 2000 looks like because you've probably seen a review. I did a review of it, so please check that video out as well. So like I said, I'll have the link to those reviews in the description as well. Anyways, so these are what you would call a compatible weapons system. So both of these guns shoot the same exact bullet, which is a 40 Smith & Wesson. Both of these guns use the same exact magazine, which is a Glock 22 magazine. And you know what, guys, I forgot to safety check the guns on the video, even though I already did that before I started filming. But let's go ahead and just show you, just so no one freaks out here. So as you can see, the Glock was empty. Let me pull the bolt back for the Kel-Tec. And well, you can't really see it, but the Kel-Tec is completely empty too. So nobody needs to worry. We are completely empty and good to go. Okay. So, as I was saying, both of these weapons, the pistol and the rifle, shoot the same exact bullet and use the same exact magazines. And that's one of the reasons why I bought these guns, because I'm like, hey, I have to, less ammo you have to buy, and the magazine compatibility. Holy cow, that took me a while to say that. So same ammo, same magazine compatibility. One day I'm gonna say that word right, okay? Alright, so let's see here. Let me just show you guys a couple things. So originally the first gun I bought was this, the Glock 22, and I had a bunch of mags for it. Magazines. I had 4 magazines for it. And then I heard about the Kel-Tec Sub 2000, and I was like, wow, that's awesome. Not only can I shoot the same bullet out of this Kel-Tec, but I can also use these 4 magazines in the Kel-Tec. And then when you buy the Kel-Tec, obviously it comes with one one magazine, one Glock magazine, but any of these other magazines you have are completely interchangeable with the Kel-Tec or the Glock. So I just think that is pretty awesome. And I think one of the main reasons why you would actually want this setup is for survival purposes. Because if you're out, so let's say you actually do need to bug out, you have a bug out bag and stuff, the less different calibers you have, the better, and the more compatibility, hey, I said it right that time, compatibility, the more compatibility you have between your weapon systems, the better it will be, the more efficient it will be. Because I mean, if you're carrying like a 38 special handgun, you know, 223 rifle, and just a whole bunch of different calibers, then you have to keep track of all those different calibers, etc. But if you have a simple system like this that uses the same bullet and the same magazine in both weapons, that's super easy. All you have to know is I need 40 Smith & Wesson, and that's it, because you have all the same mags, and then you just need the same exact ammunition. And so obviously if this was like a survival situation scenario, the Glock 22 would be a good gun to have on your waist, you know, on your side, in a holster connected to your belt. And then you could also have, say, your Kel-Tec Sub 2000 on a sling, or you could even have it folded in half in your backpack, your bug out bag, which is why I would choose this setup for a bug out situation. For those of you that are kind of worried about firepower, obviously a 40 Smith & Wesson is not as strong as a 5.56 or a 223, but I still believe that a 40 Smith & Wesson traveling out of a 16-inch barrel such as the Kel-Tec Sub 2000 does have a significant stopping power. I mean, if the goal is protection, anyone getting shot by, you know, a 40 Smith & Wesson out of a 16-inch barrel is pretty much going to go down. You know, anyone getting shot out of like a 4-inch barrel, 3.5 out of a Glock 22 is going to go down. So 40 Smith & Wesson is actually pretty powerful. So I wouldn't really worry about not having enough power in that regards. So I already talked about a couple different things here, and I just want to mention one thing really quick before I keep going. So I have, like, this is an actual Glock magazine manufactured by Glock. Okay, that one's not. This one is too. So I have 3 Glock magazines, and actually 2 of these magazines are made by this company in Korea. Sorry, I'm using my phone again because I didn't have my camera to be charged. Anyways, these two magazines are not made by Glock, but they are made by a Korean brand. I've shot over 200 rounds out of each of these, no failure to feeds, no problems at all. They feel and look almost exactly like a factory Glock magazine. So if you ever want to look these magazines up, they are called SGM Tactical, and I've had nothing but success with them in both the Glock 22 and the Kel-Tec Sub 2000. They feed perfectly, just as good as standard Glock magazines, and these are a lot cheaper. I think these are only like $18 or something like that. I got them on cheaperthandirt.com. Anyways, let me just continue ranting for a little while longer. This is definitely one of my favorite systems. You don't have to go with 40 Smith & Wesson. That's just what I chose because I'm a big fan of the Glock 22. But you can go with 9mm, and hopefully eventually Kel-Tec, maybe one day they'll make a 10mm Sub 2000 or 357 SIG or 45 ACP. I don't know. I'm like almost positive there's not a 45 ACP. I'm pretty sure the only Kel-Tec Sub 2000s you can buy are 9mm and 40 Smith & Wesson. Anyways, like I was saying, it's just so awesome to be able to have compatibility, I said it right again, between these two systems here. And these magazines are cheap. Like I said, the SGM Tactical mags are like 20 bucks a mag, or the actual Glock mags are only 30. So you can get like 20 of these magazines and get put them in your backpack or whatever, or your chest rig, whatever you're wearing, and you'll have plenty of ammo. And if you're ever actually in a firefight, you don't have to worry about, hey, which pocket is my rifle mag in or my pistol mag, because they're the exact same mags. You can just feed either one in either weapon. And the capacity, let's see here, these are 14 round magazines. 14 round, yep. And then I have this small 10 round Glock mag. Anyways, 14 rounds, that's not bad. I think you can get extended magazines, extended Glock magazines. I'm not sure how much they are, like 35, 40 bucks. And they go up to like 25 to 30 rounders. And they stick out quite a bit from the end of the handle, which looks pretty cool. But anyways, it's plenty of firepower. 40 Smith & Wesson, all these magazines through a rifle and a pistol. And people have done tests with pistol caliber carbines. Like there's a channel called Iraq Veteran 8888. He shoots a 9mm Kel-Tec Sub 2000 at over 200, I think 300 yards. Pretty long distance anyways. Longer than most people will be engaging anyone ever. And it's deadly. That's what the conclusion was. That it was a deadly caliber. So most people in real life probably will be engaging someone. If they're ever in a firefight, most likely it's going to be within 25 yards on average, I would say. So this Kel-Tec Sub 2000 will definitely take care of the job at 25 yards. Heck, even this Glock 22 at 25 yards you could hit pretty accurately with this guy. Anyways, I think this is a great setup. There are other pistol caliber carbines. High Point makes a 45 9mm and also a 380 carbine. Those will run you about, I think, around $300. This Kel-Tec right here ran me around $390, which was actually one of the cheaper options. There's also, I think MechTech makes a Glock Conversion Kit. So basically you take the slide off the Glock and you put the frame, the handle, inside the kit, and then you turn your Glock into a carbine. Those are more pricey though. Those run $400 to $500. Just Right Carbines, JRC makes a pistol caliber carbine, but those are more expensive as well, $600, $700. So, and there's a couple other ones, like I can't really think of any other just off the top of my head. But the Kel-Tec Sub 2000, the High Point is the cheapest pistol caliber carbine you can buy. And then number 2 is the Kel-Tec Sub 2000. And then after that, I would probably say the MechTech conversion kit. But that's not a firearm. That's just a conversion kit. So if we're actually speaking about conversion kits, another cool option you can do is you can buy, there's a brand called CAA, and they make something called the Roni Conversion Kit. I'll have a link to that in the description. And basically you can put your entire Glock inside of a kit, and it turns your Glock into a little carbine, or carbine, however you say that. I'm actually going to look at getting one this Christmas, and I will do a review of that video, or I will do a review of that carbine after I get that, and just let you guys know how much I like it. Anyways, it's called the Micro Roni, They have two versions in the micro Roni configuration. You can get the micro Roni, which you need the $200 tax stamp for because it's considered a short barrel rifle, or you can get the micro Roni stabilizer edition, which has a stabilizer instead of a stock, but that's perfectly legal to shoulder now because of the new ATF ruling or whatever. And I'll have a link to their website on the description. But basically all you do is you put like a cocker back here, and then you drop this pistol into the kit, and it gives you the ability to hold the pistol up here with the grip and shoulder the stabilizer brace. And I guarantee you'll be shooting it more accurately, because if you take this gun and shoot it at 25 yards, some people can shoot accurately at 25 yards with this gun. Most people can't. So if you can get two hands and a shoulder on, if you can turn this into kind of like a carbine rifle, you'll be able to improve your accuracy by a lot. I mean, if I was able to shoulder this and put another hand on the end, I could probably shoot it out to 50 to 100 yards accurately. So that's another option. Although if you do get the micro Roni stabilizer or a micro Roni conversion kit, I mean, you're going to put your pistol inside there. So it's no longer having two different weapons. It's just one. But that's an option if someone wants to, I don't know, maybe carry a Glock 19 or a Glock 19 and then put their other Glock inside the micro Roni, so they have the micro Roni Glock carbine and then a pistol as a sidearm. They could do that, right? Anyways, this is one of the cheaper options to do. Actually, I take that back. The cheapest option is getting a high point and then getting a high point carbine and using those two because the mags are compatible. But the second cheapest option might be what I'm showing you right now, is the Kel-Tec Sub 2000 and the Glock 19, or one of the other Glocks that are compatible with the Sub 2000. Anyways, this video is a lot longer than I intended it to be, but I just wanted to give you guys kind of a new perspective on a choice you can have to use for self-defense weapons. A lot of people default to the AR-15 or AK-47 variants, but I personally think this Kel-Tec Sub 2000 and Glock combination would be sufficient in a disaster scenario where you have to protect your life with the use of a firearm. And in no means am I saying that this is better than an AR-15 or an AK. I just said it would be sufficient, okay? So, let's see here. Like I said, these Glocks, you can get them used, you know. Kel-Tec's not really, just because there's so much, there's a big scarcity of these. They're not widely available, so. But basically, if you bought a used Glock, you're paying like $330-ish out the door. And then a Sub 2000, you can get them for around $380. So that's not bad for both of those. And like I said, these would be great bug out bag weapons, and they're fun to shoot. And anyone that's ever said anything bad about Kel-Tec, they must have had like a random like fluke weapon that wasn't working properly, because this here Kel-Tec Sub 2000 is the most second to my SKS, which is an incredibly reliable and durable weapon. This Kel-Tec Sub 2000 is awesome. I've never ever had it jam, and I use crappy ammo. I use Tula steel ammo in this thing, and it never jams. So if you're using nice high quality brass hollow points or whatever, this thing's never gonna jam. And whoever says that these Kel-Tecs aren't reliable, I mean, I just don't think that's correct. I would trust my life to this weapon, especially if I was using very good ammunition. And obviously, if I was in a actual firefight, I wouldn't use steel ammo anyways. So I just think this is an amazing setup. It's like a dream made in heaven, or I mean a match made in heaven, whatever you want to call it. I just think it's so awesome when there's compatibility. Hey, I finally learned how to say it, compatibility. I just think it's awesome when there's compatibility between two weapon systems like this. So, alright, this is a long video, so thanks for watching. Please check out my other videos as well. Please give me a thumbs up. And please subscribe if you haven't already, because I've had this channel going for about 3 months now, 4 months, and I make new content every Wednesday usually. Haven't missed any days yet, so I don't plan on it either. So this channel's just gonna keep growing and growing. So I hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and I will see you next week. See ya.